Hey guys, today I'm very excited for this video because I'm going to be talking about something I haven't talked about in a while, and that is reflecting on my high school days and the college admissions process. I honestly haven't thought about this and reflected in a while because I don't really think about this that much. I'm super happy and super content with where I am, and I'm so thankful that I chose the university that I chose. But I have a lot to say because I know a lot of people are in high school right now going through the process, and it is stressful, especially since you are fed a lot of lies by these colleges and by the media. Just to give you guys a little bit of background knowledge, the high school that I went to was very competitive. People wanted the best ACT scores, the best SAT scores, they wanted the best AP scores. People took as many APs as they could, even if they didn't want to be in the class. I was included in that, and they joined as many clubs as they could just to put it on their college application and not because they cared. It was a very toxic environment, and kids were mean to each other and wouldn't help each other because they were just trying to get into the best school. And the way it works for especially the most competitive college in my state is that they accept people based on the best of the best at the school. So if somebody that goes to another school gets a test score that's way below the one that I get, even though we are both applying to the same school, I could get denied and they could get accepted if their test score is the best at that school and my test score is just middle of the road or not very good for my school. So that's the way it works. Do I think that's a good system? I don't know. I know there are a lot of complexities with different schools and the environment that they're in, so I get it. But that just goes to show that the application and admission process has really nothing to do with who you are as a person or your credentials. That's just a sad fact, and that's something that you will learn as you grow. But I didn't really understand this or know this when I was applying to colleges, and I just had this assumption as a 16, 17-year-old that if I didn't get into the best of the best college, that I would be an utter failure and I might as well just not go to college because my life was over as I knew it. And that is a lot of weight to hold, especially when you're so young and so impressionable, and a lot of people held this assumption. But the sad fact of the matter is that as I grew older, and now that I'm in a much more secure place in my life, I have come to realize that every single university is a business, and that's a very morbid, negative way to look at things, but it is so true. Why do you think Harvard charged their students more money this year when they weren't going back to campus? Was it because they were getting a better education or because they cared about their students? Obviously not. It's a business and they need to survive. I'm not trying to pick on Harvard. That's just the school I hear about a lot in the news because they do some shady things. These colleges send you mail and they want you to be under the impression that if you don't get in there, that you are not good enough, that you will not succeed in life. And they don't do that because they care about you or because they want you to come to their school. They do that because it's good for them. Every university wants a ton of people to apply to their school so they can get the acceptance rate down so it's a competitive school. That's why a lot of universities will send mail to you or a free t-shirt or whatever it may be, even though they know that you will not get in, because they want you to apply so they can reject you so they can get their acceptance rate down. The Olivia Jade college scandal, that was just crazy, but not actually that crazy to me because people do it all the time. They build buildings to get their kid into school. Honestly, if her parents had just bought a building and named it like the Lori Loughlin School of Tom or whatever it was, like she probably would have gotten away with it. I think they were just cheap, I guess, because they paid $500,000 and faked rowing pictures, which is a little insane to me because that is just so dumb. Like, so dumb. I don't think that she got enough jail time, in my opinion. I know these are real people, but it's just so frustrating because the college admission process is already so much of a scam right now that when we have people making such dumb decisions and taking spots away from people that don't even want to go to school, that want to go to the school for a sport, that probably need that scholarship money. When they make decisions like these, it just makes me very angry. Very, very angry. In my opinion, I'm not surprised. Celebrities, rich people do this all the time. She should have just bought her kid a building, honestly. She should have bought her 2 daughters a building, and the story would have gotten away with it. The other scandal of having somebody take a test for you. You have so much money, why not just pay for a tutor? Like, that's my question. Like, why not just pay for a tutor? Do you want people to know that your kids are not up to the challenge and can't take a test? I was going to use the word dumb, but I'm not gonna go into that, because if I had millions and millions of dollars, I would just pay for my kid to have a tutor and take the test theirself. So do I think that they should have gone to jail? Heck yes, but I don't think they got enough jail time. Another thing that I want to mention real quick is that all the responsibility is falling on the parents of these kids, which rightfully so, because they paid for this, they orchestrated this. As an adult, you should know that what you are doing is morally and legally wrong. However, I remember myself when I was their kids' age applying to college. I was not dumb. I knew what was going on, and I think that a lot of responsibility should fall on the kids too, and that they shouldn't get a free pass from society of, oh, well, they were young and they didn't really know any better. Yes, they did know better, because I know, as someone that was once their age, that you do know better and you do know what you're doing. But because you are in such a privileged place, you think that you are better than everyone else and that you can get away with anything. Don't come to me for that. It just makes me very, very angry, because I've been in the shoes of high school students who are applying to these very competitive schools, and just the disappointment, because you work your entire life and just give up so many opportunities and so much time that you could be spending with friends or relaxing, just studying and grinding out the work, and you just work your whole life for this. You do everything right and you don't get in, and just the devastation that that causes is so sad. And a lot of it has nothing to do with the kid they are. It has everything to do with the colleges and their shady admission process, which I think needs to be reworked completely. But then you have rich people like Lori Loughlin, who are faking their way into getting their kids into school, who don't even really want to go to college in the first place. Olivia Jade said that she liked the parties. Okay, good for you. It's not just that family, and that family has gotten a lot of hate and a lot of criticism already. I get that they're human, but come on, it's just so stupid, and just I feel so angry now, and I haven't felt these emotions in a while because I haven't thought about it in a while. But every single time I think about this, I just get so angry, just because I know how hurt people get when they do the right thing. And then you have these rich people, on the other hand, who have all the resources for their kid to get into the school anyways without breaking any of the rules. You could get them tutors. They could actually like try hard, work hard, instead of partying all the time and doing drugs and alcohol. There's plenty of these resources for these kids to be smart. So just the fact that you have to cheat your way into a school shows a lot about you and a lot about your character, and it just makes me angry, because I know that even if I have all the money in the world one day, like, I'm still gonna make my kid earn their way into college. I'm not even gonna buy them a building. Like, that's just dumb. I have seen kids that I have gone to school with who have gotten into these really elite schools drop out. It has totally ruined their lives because of how competitive it is at those colleges, and they just dropped out and transferred to another college that just has made them so much happier and is less competitive. A lot of people think that once they get into that dream college, that their life will be so much better and that's it. They've done all that they needed to do. But no, every single person that gets into these elite colleges, aside from the Olivia Jades of the world, have actually worked hard to be there. That type of competition can really make or break a person, and I've seen it in the lives of people that I went to school with. I've seen how it has ruined them, and it's just so competitive. You don't need to have that kind of stress in your life in order to be successful. It's just so competitive, and it just leaves no room to take care of your mental health. I personally think the whole college admissions process needs to be streamlined and need to be fixed. However, I do understand that it is such a complex issue. I can't even begin to think about how to fix it. But for one, we can stop people from bribing their way into college. Like, that would be a start. But I would love to work on that one day. It's just so complex, and it really does affect the lives of these people a lot. I wish people would make it more of a priority to fix the admission process, but unfortunately I haven't seen any progress towards that. So if you are in high school and you're going through the process of getting rejected, it's going to be okay. I applied to 22 schools. I did get into most of them, thankfully, and I decided to go to a school that I absolutely loved. I go to High Point University in North Carolina, and it is the most amazing place for me ever. Not every school is going to be right for every person, so I recommend visiting a school, whether it's in person or virtually, and talking to people that have been there and looking into the major that you want to do, and just really thinking about the kind of experience that you want to have. Do you want to go to a big school or a school in the city or in the middle of nowhere? What do you want to do on weekends? Do you want to go to a place that has Greek life, or do you want to go to a place that has a great theater program? I go to a liberal arts school, and it is so good for me because I have discovered things that I never would have if I had went to other schools. I have a lot of time to just be myself and figure out my future, and I know that I will be successful because of the work that I put into things. It's so important to know that it doesn't matter what school you go to. All that really matters is the work that you put into it. You could go to the best school in the world and not put anything into it and just not have a good, successful life, or you could go to a community college and put so much work and really bring all of your knowledge to the table and just do amazing things with your life. Everybody's situation is so different, and there are so many different paths to success. There's not just one specific path of success that you have to take in order to be successful and happy in the career that you choose to do. If you still feel terrible about the way that the admission process has worked out for you, or you're stressed about it, just don't be. Everything is going to be okay. There's so many successful people that go to every single school, that come from every single circumstance, and success looks different to different people, and it's going to be okay. As a normal person in this world, we face a lot of adversity, and it feels like we're going upstream because of a lot of people that cheat their way into the system for no reason, and can be really discouraging sometimes. I have met the most amazing people at my university. I have a job that I love. I'm just so thankful for how everything has worked out, and I look at some of my older videos of me just panicking and freaking out about the whole admission process, and was I right to be stressed? Absolutely, because it's a stressful time and it's not fair at all. At all. I could rant for hours about how it's just not fair. But life is not fair, and it's a good lesson to learn, and just be secure that you are an amazing person and your worth is not based off of where you go to college or the grades that you get. You don't have to do anything to earn your worth. You already have it. Just going in with that mindset, and you're gonna learn and grow a lot throughout the next couple of years. Please don't stress out, which is a big ask, because my mindset now is completely different than the mindset I had a couple years ago back in high school. But I hope this video helped. It was kind of a long one. I just had a lot on my mind, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.